Okay, doing something a little bit different. I normally don't do new release films, or at least I haven't really done new release films in the history of this channel, but I just got finished watching Val, the new documentary about Val Kilmer, and yeah, I had some thoughts. Val is a 2021 documentary film directed by Ting Pu and Leo Scott, and is the story of Val Kilmer as told through decades of home movie footage that he has collected over his life. So I think my earliest recollections of Val Kilmer were Top Gun and Willow, because when I was a kid, my parents rented Willow, and I remember watching that and being very excited and also scared by the man in the the skeletal mask. So, you know, certainly I, like a lot of people, had a preconceived notion of who Val Kilmer was in my head. Like, he was also a Batman, he was the Saint, he was a lot of different things, like during the period of time when I was growing up. And you heard in the press difficulties that he was having and how he was difficult and all these other things. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point that I'm trying to make, is like, you know, when you have these celebrities in your life, you have a tendency to build up an idea of who they are. And then something like Val comes along, and I get that it's his home movie footage, and I'm sure it had to be approved by him in order to be released. And there is probably some rose-colored glasses in the editing, but it still helps you get a bigger picture of who this individual is that, you know, you've been watching in these movies, and their career you've sort of followed their career throughout your life, you know, in one way or the other. Maybe not super tightly followed it, but, you know, he's always kind of been there in the background for a lot of different things. I have to say, Val, like, it really stirred something up inside of me. There's something about somebody who is extremely talented at what they do, getting the chance to do it and making good, sticking to their guns and doing the thing that they want to do. It's very inspirational, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I got out of it, is that, you know, this is a guy who just loves acting. You can take all the stories that you've ever heard about him, and maybe he is some of those things and maybe he's not, but in the end, like, he's an actor first. And that's his goal every time, is to do justice to every role that he's playing. You know, it was interesting to hear some of the roles that he liked and didn't like. It was interesting, like they get into a little bit into the whole Island of Dr. Moreau debacle. I personally am a fan of John Frankenheimer, but you see on videotape right in front of you the fact that John Frankenheimer was just there to, like, get something done. Like, he didn't have any skin in the game, and he didn't care that Val Kilmer or anybody else had any skin in the game. Like, he was hired to get that thing done, and that's it. And, you know, some of that home movie footage definitely colors your ideas or experiences of who other people might be, but it also tells you who the man is. And it really inspired me, and it made me wish that I had done that, you know, at a young age, like gotten a video camera and just started recording everything. And it makes me want to do more of that now, because that's your life, and it goes by a lot faster than you would ever think. I'm having trouble putting into words what I'm trying to say, because, again, like, I didn't really go into this thinking like I was going to make a video about it. But I guess what I would say is like, Val is a funny, endearing, and sincere piece of work about a man who is all those things in his work and in his life. And to me, it was an enjoyable and heartwarming watch. And I would recommend it to anybody. that's it. I think that's the main part of what I want to say. It's on Amazon Prime right now, and I think it's actually a Prime original, so I think it's probably going to be permanently on there. But check it out. It's a really well-made film. They have his son Jack doing the voiceover because, of course, Val Kilmer had issues with throat cancer and his voice is impaired. He's talking through a tube in his throat now, and his son Jack just sounds so much like him at times that you almost think that I literally at first I thought that they had put his voice into like an AI and had the AI read a script, but it is actually Jack, his son, and it just blows my mind. But you know, the thing about Val is like, I guess the point that should be made with Val is that a life well lived is the life which you live. So watch it, see what you think, and comment below. Like this video, subscribe, do all that stuff. How about that? All right. More videos about new stuff to come? I don't know. We'll see. All right, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the next one.